I'm here live, you cannot deny, at the wonderful Yahshua's temple. I haven't been here ever since I was a child, but still, to see this place still standing and demanding, it makes me smile for a little while. I love this style. Because for the supreme Elohim, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yeshua's knowledge, if you take advantage of it, you won't have to go to college. It's that indescribable feeling, that indescribable healing, that brings me nothing but chilling. It's the way I get it.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to Yahweh and Yahshua Speak television show. We are here at the marvelous temple of Ibryi Yahweh, and we just coming off the marvelous Layil Park where we be fed. You know, we bring in the Sabbath, as y'all call it, his day starting in the evening. So it be wonderful spiritual food in the nighttime, and we finish getting the dessert in the Yowm time. Praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. Y'all has put on my page a marvelous lesson entitled Man's Thoughts. We must renew our mind. So that's it, man's thoughts. So it's the way of man's, they're thinking, stinking thinking. But to be submerged into the baptism, that's what you when you come to renew your mind into the thoughts of our Yahweh. So praise be to the mighty Yahweh. And in contrary to Yah's truth, there are some brothers telling people that the sprinkling in there, that sounds like a reverse thing to me. That sounds like the Roman doctrines that they sprinkle people. Y'all people know to be submerged under in the mind. Praise be to the mighty Yahweh. Nothing. As Raw Micaiah, Messenger Daniel, there's a golden nugget. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Colossians. Colossians chapter 2. Colossians chapter 2. And let's read verses 18 to 19. Hallelujah.
Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humanity and worshiping of angels, intruding unto those things which he have not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind, and not holding the head, from which all the body by joints and bands having nourishment ministered and knit together, increasing it with the increase of Elohim.
Hallelujah. He said, let no honor beguile you of your reward in involuntary humanity and shocking of malice, intruding into those things which he have not seen, vain, puffed up by his fleshly pain. That's it. That's a man's thoughts, you know. So don't be listening to Akam or Kawa. Go into Yah's book, his Musa book. That is what is written. Believe from Genesis to Revelation, no matter how hard they come at you. You stand. This is what, and that Ruach, you know, that fiery Ruach, it will lead and guide you to all image of our Yahweh. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Titus. Let's go to Titus. Titus chapter 1. Titus chapter 1. Titus chapter 1. Let's read verses 15 and 16.
Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. They process that they know Elohim, but in works they deny him, being honorable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
Praise to my God. He said, unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even them paid conscience is defiled. They profess they Yahweh Elohim, but in their works they deny him, being set kept and disobedient until every toe work retrograde. See, that's the flesh carnality, you know, as man starts leaning to their own understanding, you know, reading and just denying the truth. Praise be to our Yahweh.
Amen.
Romans. Let's go to Romans. Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1. Man's thoughts, not Yah's. We must renew our faith. That's the only way you can do it, is to be submerged into your whole body must go in. Yahshua went into the grave, his whole body went in there. So it had to, like they said, he was baptized under Moshe. It was like Moshe, the old is likened to the new. Moshe was with the shadow of Yakanan to come. That's what it was. He was back. Y'all gave him the, you know, to be the leader and led him, and he led him through the Red Sea where they was baptized for the first time. It was the first baptism. Praise the mighty Yah. So you have to, the whole body, that water covered the whole body, not no sprinkling. That's what I tell you, brothers and sisters. Stop listening to Adam Carter. Read for yourself. Let it, the comfort of Ruach HaKodesh, lead and guide you to Yah's image. Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Romans chapter 1.
Yes.
Romans chapter 1, let's read verses 28 to 29.
And even as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, murder, debate, deceit, malguilty, whispers.
Praise the mighty God. And this is as you pro-Israel and, you know, sisters and brothers believing that you're sure that there's no new. Hey, it's all in the old. What you not reading? See, you reading. See, you got the man's thoughts. You ain't got nothing out of Ruach. Because he said, you're unbelieving, you're blinded. That's why you can't see it. Your daddy, the devil, has you blinded. Bottom line, either you serving Yah or you working for the devil. That's the bottom line. Like he had just read to you, thinking they know the knowledge of Elohim, but your works show that you don't. You don't believe. Like I said, even as they did not like to retain Elohim, did not, the Elohim is Yahweh and Yahshua, did not want to return to the barn that Yahshua wrote in and came and showed. And then Yahweh of Elohim gave them over to a retrograde pay to do those things which are not convenient. All the mess you're doing is not convenient. This is the newest final to get you into the kingdom. And then this is the thing, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers. You just ain't no good. That's the bottom line. You just a dirty dog. That's all. Yeah, you're good for your daddy, the devil. That's all good you for. And keep it up. We wish, Yahshua wish not that none should perish. You keep it, as they say, you to the old cliche term, throwing bricks at the penitentiary, you throwing them at the lake of fire. Where you tormented forever and ever. We don't, you can't even take this little heat here on the air. And that sun millions of miles away. You can't take it when you get 120, you holler. When you get that scorching water hit you. You know that I had put my rinsed my mouth out this morning, some like warm water. I'm like, ooh, Yahweh. Oh wow, I had woe for the world that do not get for Yahweh to be tormented over and over. That little bit couldn't take it. So imagine eternity, y'all. Praise be to the mighty Yah. It's about saving nefesh, y'all. It ain't nothing about us. It's about getting these divine too, to get this goodness and greatness, power. Yah wants us to have all his riches now for the glory of him, to keep the kingdom up going, in this era, raising up future leaders and so till he said, so do it until he come. And that's what we are going to do. We bring it back, this kabod that was once on us, to this present time. It was always the present time. He wants this Kadashim to have it now. The power for they can say, hey, they are every Sabbath Yahweh. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Go to Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8. Y'all, some of y'all pro-Israel, don't want to talk about y'all come to know who y'all are and don't want to listen to those big brothers and sisters in Christianity. They got it going on more than most of Israel with these glory finances y'all had promised us. They putting them to practice and it works. That's what we finna do here. Y'all in Yahshua's temple and other temples around that them finely tuned in and hooked up with Yah. Power so it, the Ruach HaKodesh. He wants us to have it now. We know we can't even, don't have a word for eternity glory. He wants us to have it now so we can do this marvelous work ahead. Yeah, it's marvelous. Torah is great. Romans chapter 8. Let's read verses 5 to 8.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is eternity against Elohim, for it is not subject to the law of Elohim, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Elohim.
Y'all hear that? Just because you know you physically Israel, you must become spiritual. This is really check this out. It's for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. That's of the world. That's the flesh. You know, it's okay to have, but hey, Yah first. You thanking him for these blessings of the physical we're supposed to have.
Amen.
We live in a physical world. We're supposed to have physical things. Don't, you know, ain't no like that old, like the old slave religion where you got to be poor now and then get your glory in Shemayim. No, that's a lie. How you gonna represent the most powerful Elohim in the universe and look ragged and poor? Who gonna want to come and believe? Nobody. God wants you to have his best. He wants you to look your best, smell your best, eat the best, and live it, you know. But he just say, don't let it go to your head now. That's it. Amen. Like he say, Yahshua will wax fat. We give you all these glory and riches. You don't forget who gave it to you.
Hallelujah.
Stay humble.
Right.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Amen.
For to be currently paid is marbat. But to be Ruach paid is Kai and Shalom. Yes. Everything comes light and easy. See, because you can't paid, all you are doing is walking towards the way of the lake of fire. You don't change your path. That's what he's talking about. It's marbat, eternal death. Separation from Ibryi. Because the carnal pay is enemy against Elohim. For it is not subject to the hot Torah of Elohim, neither indeed can it be. That's the one that say the Torah done away with. They not a not, so they not subject to it. So they in disobedience. You know, not believing. It's in the new. Most of them talk it, and then they talk about it done away with. But Yeshua came and say, "I come not to warn the world no way." Jesus said, "I not come to do away with the Torah, but to fulfill, to show that it could be done."
That's right.
It wasn't never no problem with the Torah. It was our God, his man's thoughts. Want to go against thinking he can do it without Yahweh. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Elohim. You have to have that Ruach mind right now. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 17 and 18.
This I say therefore, and testify in the Master, that ye Henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Elohim through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart.
That's what it is, see? You don't believe and obey? That's why some of you read these scripts, can't get it right. Just like some of the other go in. They be getting it on point, but they can't give it like those who are surrendered to the Ruach. Their minds are darkened by that devil house of time. That's just the bottom line. Dark because you're not walking with Yah. So he has to let you know how to see a little bit, but you're blinded on it. All is true. Praise be to the Abba Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let's go to Colossians. Colossians chapter 1. Colossians chapter 1. Colossians chapter 1 and verse 21.
And you that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now have he reconciled.
Hallelujah. And you that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your pay by Rasha days, yet now you have been reconciled. By Yahshua, we got submerged and we accepted this walk with him. That was it. Like I say, you were alienated from our Yahweh. Truly obeyed him. Yah is 100. He ain't taking 99.9 of nothing.
Amen.
100 or nothing at all. He said he'd rather be hot or cold.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you're lukewarm, going to spook you out. Because you're undecided. And confusion is not of Yahweh. It's of the devil.
Yeah.
That's it. You confused, you're leaning more toward the devil's side. Just bow down, humble yourself down, and believe what's written from this book. It is in it. No matter what you all think, that's on you all. I'm going to speak my daddy's truth boldly as the lion of your hood. Not care what Adon Kawa said, because I know it to be in it. He showed it to me. Hallelujah. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 15. Deuteronomy chapter 15. Wants us to get it, y'all, now. Deuteronomy chapter, go out there and be representative and his ambassador in this raw area. His power source gives you the power. It the Ruach HaKodesh. Can't no gang say stand against it. I love it. Y'all let me pick two Egyptology guys just to befriend them on Facebook to watch, or to destroy the thoughts of the devil. I can call them where y'all say food, this and that. They can't come back with nothing because Yah's word is too powerful. Yep. They sound like little silly children and they respond. All praises be to Abba Yah. That's what it's about. He said, utterly destroy the lies of the devil and the lies of Adam. Praise him. Deuteronomy chapter 15. It's just back like they doing. It's Pharaoh and Moses again, at it again. In 2019. Y'all were the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 9 through 11.
Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand, and thine eyes be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him naught, and he cry unto Yahweh against thee, and it be sin unto thee. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing Yahweh thy Elohim shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, Thou shalt open thy hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land.
Hallelujah. See, the old is just a reflection of the new. Like you say, for the poor shall never cease out of the land. That's what Yahshua said. I must go into my hour. Like you say, you have these poor forever, you know. And then like these people thinking they doing nice charity around the world. That's your reasonable duty, as Ron Mackay would say. Yeah. It's written. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to do. This is all yours. He bless you. That's how you get blessed. Yeah. You look out for those less fortunate. But you don't go to broadcast it. It's written in the New. Y'all call y'all themselves New Testament. But he said, let not the y'all ain't handing that, the Shemu hand no. That's like you give, somebody asks you, you don't go to tell. Right. That's it. Or done in secret, y'all said, he said, we bless you openly. Praise the mighty God. Let's go to Psalms chapter 64. Psalms chapter 64. Psalms chapter 64. This is the best book on ever written. This is the best. Any world, any situation you're going through, it's in this book. He about ride you. Like Rob McGuire said, they give you a Musa instruction book for your ride. You follow it. Why not follow this book for your car? For this car and your eternal car. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Psalm 64. You tried everything else, and it didn't work. You left, called yourself beauty Lord for 2 weeks, then you went back and got it. Same old problem. Try Yahshua and Yahweh and see won't it go away for good. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. 64, Psalm 64 verses 6 to 7. And they read.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Elohim shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded.
Yeah. See, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every akkad of them, and the high pay is deep. But Elohim shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. I see, like you say, them your man start to do wrong. But suddenly, God gonna come back, like Yahshua say, come at the thief in the night. And they gonna be wounded for eternity. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Psalms chapter 94. Psalms chapter 94. Psalm chapter 94. Let's read verses 11 to 13.
Yahweh knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. Blessed is the man whom thou cherishest, O Yah, and teachest him out of thy law, that thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity until the pit be digged for the wicked. Yahweh will not
That's it. Here it is. Yahweh got up the thoughts of Adam, that they are vanity. So you think Yah knows it already. He knows your thought, like people like that old cliche. Yah knows my heart. Yeah. He know if you with him or not. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all say, you know that old cliche people. Yah knows my heart. Yup. He knows. He knows, as he just saying, that God may give us shalom from the Hayam and adversity until the pit be dead for the Rajah. When that dreadful great day of our Yahweh, He's gonna give you rest, shalom from that all that mess that's going on. He's gonna have you on this gentle wind to the house of time. He finally put down into the lake of fire. For Yahweh will cast off. But yeah, that's it. So that's what Yahweh do. This is what we are in training for now, for that great and terrible day. Praise the mighty Yah. Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 15. Proverbs chapter 15. Proverbs chapter 15. Let's read verses 26 to 28. Holla, Yahweh. All the time, no matter what.
The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to Yahweh, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live. The heart of the righteousness study to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pour out evil things.
Praise the mighty God. Thoughts of the Harashah are goose to Yahweh, but the high the barns of the pure are pleasant the barns. He that is greedy of gain trouble is owned by it, but he that shenay gifts shall carry it. The high pay of the house of thee studieth to answer. That's what we do. He said, study yourself to prove yourself to Yahweh. You ain't got to prove nothing to man, but you're going to stand on his truth the barn, prove the barn, so that you can have an answer for all down. He said have an answer for all down. But the mouth of the Harashah pour out broad thing. Praise, that's it. That's what it is. You know, that's man's thoughts. What he thinking of, what a man thinking, that's what it is. You're going to speak what's in your mind. You're going to speak what's in your mind. That's how you know where a person at. Where they treasure at. So we give them one sentence, you would know where they treasure at. You know, is it of Shemayim or is it thoughts of this world? Praise be to the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 24. Proverbs chapter 24. Let's read verses 9 to 10.
The thoughts of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
On the road, that can be small. You not feeding this Ruach to Yahweh and letting that Ruach prove, because that Ruach is powerful. That's the only way. The thought of the foolish is Atah, and the scorner is a check cuts to Adam. If thou faint in Yom adversity, thy coac is small. He give you, like say, the faith you have to get that coac. You see what he had brought you from and what he's doing today, and his promises forever. So stay strong. No matter how the circumstance or what other people are talking about. You say, oh, yeah, I hear you, but my Abba Yahweh got me. Praise to my Abba Yahweh is over all things.
Yes, he is.
It may seem that way in its physical, but hey, you don't know my Abba. Praise to mighty Yah. Let's go to Yirmiyah. Yirmiyah chapter 4. Jeremiah chapter 4. Jeremiah chapter 4. Jeremiah chapter 4. Let's read verses 14 and 16. Holla Yahweh.
O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? For a voice declareth from Dan, and published a fiction from Mount Ephraim. Make you mention to the nations, behold, published against Jerusalem, that watchers come from a far country and give out their voice against the city of Judah.
Hallelujah. Like you say, Jerusalem, wash thy pay from Harashah, that thou mayest be Yahshua. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? How long, world? How long, world? Try the true and Kaya Elohim, Yahweh and Yeshua. You all must become that way, spiritual Israel, the whole world. Yeah, physical Israel, just because You are physical, you must become spiritual. What is written? It say, no flesh and dams and hair down. How milk for Abba Yahweh. That's it. We are spiritual man now in this fleshly body. Because we have his ruach. And we are sons and daughters. For y'all though that say you're not sons and daughters, that's on you. My daddy left me his report right here. I believe in him. I'm in my university of my Abba Yahweh. Praise the mighty Yahweh. And my professor is Yahshua, HaMashiach, Hala Yahweh. And to clarify what I know is correct, the Ruach HaKodesh. Praise him.
Thank you, Father. Hallelujah.
And it ain't no Trinity world. It's it. You come to speak of it, you know, it is it. You come to speak of Abba Yahweh now. To get us the clarification and clearness to see through that mercury dark glass. Praises be to Abba Yahweh. Let's go to Matthew, Matthew chapter 9. Matthew chapter 9. Yeah, Israel say we live in America. We speak of English. You know, like Rob McCall say, I like to speak the Hebrew words that I do know so I won't forget them. And yes, they are English form. Praise Yahweh. No excuse. You're going to call the Jesus of the Bible. Y'all want to do that, the God of Israel. You're using the same name they don't know the difference. How they don't know the difference? If you do it once in a while, you still try to compare. You know it wasn't no J back in the day. So you know between you and y'all, you know that. You know this, man. Praise the mighty Yah. The devil ain't playing. Yah is saying it's time for Emmett the bomb to be preached around the world. I'm glad to be part of that. This now that is going to happen. Praise the mighty. I'm glad he called me out of the dark. Stand on his truth from Genesis to Revelation. Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise yes.
Then we read Matthew 40, chapter 9, 46.
And Yahshua, knowing their thoughts, said, wherefore think ye evil in your hearts? For rather it's easier to say, thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, arise and walk. But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins. Then said he to the sick of the palsy, arise, take up thy bed, and go unto thine house.
Praise the mighty Yah. That's what it is. He know the thoughts of man. You can't get away. You know, you can perpetrate the man, but you can't perpetrate to those that had that Ruach HaKodesh, because it's discernment in there. We don't ask Rob Shalom that we don't read mine, but he has a discernment of that rotten Ruach in you.
Yes.
Praise the mighty Yah.
I know that spirit.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 15. Matthew chapter 15. Chapter 15, let's read verses 19 to 20. He comes in the whole volume of the book. Here a little, there a little. Line upon line, precept upon precept. That's it.
For out of the hearts proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornication, thefts, false witness, and blasphemy. These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with washing hands defile not a man.
Praise the mighty God. See, hey, world, these are things you got to get out of you to get into the male coop. That's all he said. Renew your mind. That's it. Praise the mighty God. Let's go to Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6. Let's read verses 5 to 6. Genesis chapter 6. Verses 5 to 6.
And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great, in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
Now you know that's sad. When the Baal hey, he upset with himself for making us. But there's high seed and on us. He had mercy on us. You know, that was the thing.
Hallelujah.
Praise be to
Thank you.
Yahweh. Because that's it. Like I say,
Thank you for
Yahweh saw the Rosh Star of all them was great in the high air. And the imagination of the thoughts of his pain was only brought continually. That's what it be. You're not serving over Yahweh. Your thoughts just thinking of mischief. What I can get into. But you, like Ron McCullough say, sin, you know, it's pleasure, but it costs you. It's the wrong pleasure. We can, like I was telling somebody, you know, we as Kardashian, we can have just as much, we can do the same thing the world do. We just can't have to eye. If we choose to travel, but we are good stewards, we ain't gonna try to go everywhere all the time. You know, we choose to do things, have a little cookout thing, which we do.
Yes, that's right.
It's all good. We just can't have to eye sin part. Praise the mighty God. We choose to drink. Oh, some of you Roman Christians say you can't drink, but y'all New Testament believers. What was the one y'all called Jesus? First miracle. Turn water to Yahin, right? Mahin or Yahin. He said, just don't be no drunkard. It's throughout
Amen.
the book.
That's right.
That's what it's called. Temperance, moderation, self-control.
Don't let
In
it overtake
everything you do. Sex, food, everything is temperance, moderation. Oh yeah, Israel, men and women. No, you're supposed to be married, not just laying up. That don't make you know your husband and wife. Y'all just didn't really get it. The Ruach ain't there, y'all were. They had you read before. Like our brother Mashak, good brother Mashak said, read a line up or down. They had ceremonies. They had a wedding celebration. Praise the mighty Yahweh. A very golden nugget. Let's go to Genesis chapter 8. Genesis chapter 8. Genesis chapter 8. Let's read verses 21 to 22. 20 to 22. No, let me see. Now let's skip that. Skip that one. Let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6. Let's read verses 17 to 18.
A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief.
That's what he's saying. A pain that devises raw, imagine feet that be swift, running to mischief, running to trouble. Like you say, man's thought ain't right. Praise to my
Hallelujah.
Let's go to Yahshua. Isaiah chapter 66. Isaiah chapter 66. Isaiah chapter 66. Let's read verses. Isaiah chapter 66. Let's read verses 18 to 22.
For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory.
Ooh, you ain't pro-Israel. Physical Israel, the child, this This must have flew over y'all head. Check this out. For all y'all are their words and their thoughts. And it shall come that I will gather all goees and tongues. Now you say you speak Hebrew, so tongues. He didn't say one language, he said tongues. And they should come and see my kabod. What y'all don't get? Y'all think just coming back for physical energy. What you don't read? As Ramakai, Rod Shalom did a lesson. What you don't believe, you know, as you read. What you don't believe? You are unbeliever then. You don't believe this, you are unbeliever. You are up to daddy at the Satan. That's it. Continue.
And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations to Tarshish. And love that draw the bow to Tybal and Japhan to the isles afar off, that have not heard thy fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. And they shall bring all your breathing for an offering unto Yahweh out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain, Jerusalem, say Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel unto the house of Yahweh.
Praise the mighty Yahweh. And he said, and they shall bring all your arks for an offering unto Yahweh out of all goees, upon horses, and in chariots, and in leaders, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my Kadesh mountain, Jerusalem, Amar Yahweh, at the high band of Yisrael, bring an offering in a clean vessel to the high bath of our Yahweh. This is Nabuah. This is to come. Those that's over there, that's fine. Y'all went on your own. But this is what thus says Yahweh. Say how he's gonna bring them. You know, he was gonna bring them. You went over there, that's fine, that's on you.
Right.
But this is how Yah say he was gonna return us.
Right.
Praise the mighty Yah. Continue. 20.
And they shall bring all your breathing for an offering.
No, 21.
Oh. And I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, say Yahweh. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, say Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain.
Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. This is it. This is what we're striving for. This should be your hope. You know, all this glory to come. Glory now, it is now we have it. He put it back. Yahshua came and took it back from house of time and put his kabod on those who are obedient to him. That's it. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Genesis chapter 11. Genesis chapter 11. Genesis chapter 11. Genesis chapter 11, let's read verses 6 to 7.
And Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one of another's speech.
See, this is all I can say. It's all man's thoughts. This is theirs. But we all have to renew our pay back to Yahweh, you know, to be able to do this marvelous work of God and to get into the kingdom. But these are man's thoughts to do wrong against our Yahweh.
Yes.
Praise the mighty Yah. Deuteronomy chapter 31. Deuteronomy chapter 31. Let's do this right here. Definition, and you'll give y'all people. Return to Abba Yahweh. Because, hey, I don't want, he has seen a hand who he wants, but I'm not going to chance it where he left his Musa book for me to follow. And this brings why I had Kaya, why I'm Kaya. I don't want to chance it. Let's say that for those who didn't know him, and he, like he said, we had the lesson last night. He had mercy on who he wants and all that. So let's say that for them. We know him. Let's do what he said.
What chapter?
Deuteronomy chapter 31. Deuteronomy chapter 31. Let's read verses 21 to 26.
And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befalling them, that their song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination, which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day, and taught it the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua, the son of Nun, a charge, and said, Be strong and of a good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book until they were finished, that Moses commanded the Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, saying, Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, your Elohim, that it may be there for a witness against thee.
Praise the mighty Yah. And it's still there. This book is there, witness against us, those who have their own thoughts. It's a witness against you. So praise be to the mighty. Like I say, the renewing of the mind we have to do. Get right standing with our Yahweh. Let's go to Psalms chapter 38. Psalms chapter 38. Psalms chapter 38. Let's read verses 12 to 13.
They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long. But I, as a deaf man, heard not, and I was as a dumb man that opened not his mouth.
Hallelujah. Because he knew Yah had it. So sometimes we, as Yahshua went dumb as a lamb. Sometimes we could be knowing and we could just play that dumb. That means don't answer. Let them speak that dummy talk they talking. We just shut up. Be dumb. Don't be humble. That's what it is. Praise the mighty Yah. Like the wisest man on the heaven, Shalom said, there's a time for everything. It's time to speak, time to be quiet, time to eat, time to this, time to that. That's it. There's a time. That's temperance. You got to have self-control. Don't let that ruach that tell you when and not to say anything. Holla Yahweh. Yes, praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 23. Jeremiah chapter 23. Let's read verses 17 to 20. Hallelujah.
They say still unto them that despise me, Yahweh hath said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. For you have stood in the counsel of Yahweh, and have perceived and heard his words, who have marked his word and heard it. Behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he has executed, and still he has performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly.
Hallelujah. These food. There's a food like he say this, what they in their own mind, what they say. They say still unto them that despise me. Yahweh have Amar, you have shalom, and they among to us. I call that walketh after that imagination of his own faith. No wrath shall come upon you. For who have stood in the Iyshshah of Yahweh and have perceived and heard his Debon, and have marked his Debon and Shemaiah. Behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind shall fall grievous upon the head of the high Yahshua. The anger of Yahweh shall not be turned until Yahweh have executed, until Yahweh have performed the thoughts of his pay. In the Akaroth Yom, ye shall consider it perfectly. That's, lean into your own stinking thinking. You get where you pumped up like your daddy house of time. You being disobedient, thinking y'all ain't got nothing, ain't gonna punish you for it. You're a fool for real. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 8. Ezekiel chapter 8. Let's read verse 12. Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 12. I'll read it. Then Amar, he unto me, Ban of Adam, hast thou seen what the think of the high Bible of Israel do in the dark? Every die in the chamber of his imagery. For they are marked. Yahweh sees us not. Yahweh has forsaken us. What a thought man had. What fools, Y'all all seeing, all hearing. And they done studied up, they been there, they heard it, but we refused to obey man's thoughts. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Let's go to Romans. Romans chapter 1. Did I read that? Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1 and verse 21. Romans chapter 1.
Chapter 1? Okay.
Romans chapter 1, verse 21.
Verse 21. Because that when they knew Elohim, they glorified him not as Elohim, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts was dark.
Right. That's still dead, still today. Because that day, Yada Elohim, because that day, Yada Elohim, they kabod him not, as Elohim neither was Torah, but because vain in their imagination, their foolish pay was dark. That's how it is. You don't be in obedience, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be dark and not to see that you're leaning to your own stinking thinking. That's man's thoughts. Let's go to Psalm chapter 92. Psalm chapter 92. Psalm chapter 92. Psalm chapter 92. Let's read verses 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Okay. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore.
See, like I say, man's thought, brutish, stupid beast. You don't know, he ought of not. Neither the fool be. They thought, man's thought is not of Yah, so that's how it is. You can't understand the spiritual because you of the flesh. Praise mighty Yah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 8. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 8. I'll read it. But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is the doctrine of vanity. That's all their thoughts, their mind. They just don't get it. How can they? If you ain't obedience to Abba Yahweh, to his words, you can't get it. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 51. Jeremiah chapter 51. Jeremiah chapter 51, verses 17 to 18.
Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breathing in them. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of its inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name.
See, there's two things there, the man's thought, and then those of us of Israel that had been submerged.
I'm here live, you cannot deny, at the wonderful Yahshua's temple. I haven't been here ever since I was a child, but still, to see this place still standing at the minute, it makes me smile for a little while. I love this style. Because for the supreme Elohim, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yeshua's knowledge, if you take advantage of it, you won't have to go to college. It's that indescribable feeling, that indescribable healing, that brings me nothing but chilling. It's the way I get it.